Alright, hey everyone, it's Mike, and today I got a really cool free lesson I'm going to do because I kind of got inspired to just do a little impromptu jam session and ended up having a lot of fun playing around with delays. And this is going to be a really cool lesson that I'm going to show you what I love doing with delays and why they're so much fun. So if you got that old school or cheesy multi-effects processor laying around that you never use, grab it because you're going to want to have some fun with it, and I'll show you how. So the reason I got inspired to kind of do this was I was checking out Dream Theater DVD, the Chaos in Motion DVD. Really sweet, by the way. I've definitely been a big Dream Theater and John Petrucci fan for a long time, and just kind of got inspired to play something a little bit different. And this is also good for you if you kind of get stuck in a rut and get a little bit bored with practicing. This is going to be one of the best exercises you could do for rhythm practicing and using effects. It's really cool. So I'm going to... And by the way, I have my Godin Multi-Act Nylon. I'm using a program on my Mac called MainStage, which is just using some direct signals with effects. But you could achieve these tones with any effects processor. Basically, I just got my guitar going into a delay pedal. You could think of it as that easy, okay? So I'm just going to play and jam for literally 1 or 2 minutes so you can see what I'm kind of doing and have some fun. And then I'm going to break down how to achieve the same sounds on your own and how to practice with delay to have a lot of fun doing something a little different. So let's see what happens. Alright, cool. So, yeah, it's just one guitar, but you can see how I have a lot of fun with this, and there's a lot of really cool grooves you can come up with. So let me break this down a little bit, and we'll talk about what I'm doing and why it's a good way to practice and how to get your delay effects to sound this way. So there's a few basic elements to a delay, okay? The first one is what we're going to call feedback, and this is probably one of the main ones to worry about, okay? If you have a delay pedal, it's either called feedback or repeat length, or repeat. So basically, this is going to be the amount of times that it delays after you hit it. So if I hit a note and stop it, okay, if I count them, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's about 4 of them in there, okay? Usually it's percentage, so right now, my feedback at this jam I'm doing is set at about 30%, okay? So you could hear, and then gradually it gets quieter and quieter, okay? That's what delays do. So the next thing you want to know is the time, and this is so crucial to the practice exercise. You want to know what tempo your delays are happening at, okay? For example, this tempo is at about 94 beats per minute. So if you got a metronome, about 94, 3, 4, okay? Now, the other thing to know is that they're repeating at quarter notes. So I could go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's very in tempo in sync. And this forces you to practice very rhythmically. Because if you don't, the delays start getting really busy and out of whack, and you don't have a groove going. So usually you'll be able to tell if you're in your groove if the beats line up, but you could hear how they repeat, and it sounds like it's just a really cool effect. Let me just take a very basic example. Okay, so you can see how I'm playing in rhythm because they all sync up. Now if I play a little bit out of rhythm, listen to hear how the delays start getting a little messy. Okay, so there's not as much of a rhyme or reason. So it's going to be forcing you to play very rhythmically, okay? So we have the feedback and we have the tempo that you repeat at, okay? And also these are set at quarter notes. I could set it differently. And if you want an exact millisecond, it's 640 milliseconds of delay. But don't worry about that. So those are actually the main things, okay? I could also adjust the volume of the repeats, but that's if you get some fancy stuff going. Those are just the basic elements to a delay pedal, okay, or to a delay effect. So they help you to really play in rhythm. What are really cool is if you have a stomp box that you could stomp your rhythm on and keep you in tune. Okay, so now let's talk about how to come up with a basic groove that's a lot of fun. So I'm just playing, I'm in A minor right now. I'm just kind of using an A minor pentatonic scale. Okay, so, but what I'm starting on is the note A, 7th fret on the D string. Okay, so it's bum, ba, ba, bum, ba, ba, bum. That's the rhythm I'm playing here. Okay, and then I start mixing up just little notes from the scale. So always start your groove super, super simple and really listen for the rhythm and get in sync with it. Okay, and you can see that sometimes what's actually very effective is your attack volume, because I can make notes stick out very easily by playing just a little bit louder. Here's an example of that. Okay, and as those notes repeat, I can kind of go back and hide behind those with the volume I'm playing at. So again, dynamic is another very good technique. You know, your dynamic playing, which is loud and soft, is a great way to practice too when you're using delays. So again, once I get this basic groove going, then I just start getting outside and start playing some more notes. Try to keep your right hand in the same rhythm just to keep it simple. So I'm always going back to that basic groove to kind of get in my comfort zone. And then once in a while, when I hear something, I'll try to go do a little lick that lasts maybe a half a beat or a beat, and then get back to it. So now what I could do is start mixing up. Let's say we have two different grooves going. So we're going to start this first one. Okay, so pretty simple. I'm just going, this is my one groove with my main rhythm. Alright, and then the other is, okay, but again, when you do it in time, you just kind of bounce back and forth between the two. So now what I'm going to do is just have some fun, keep these two grooves going, and see what I could fill in between, okay? Again, this is all just pretty much spur of the moment. I'm just kind of working by some inspiration and just what I've done before. So here we go. Let's see what happens. Okay, cool. So you can see I can kind of go forever. That was a lot of fun, but you could see how dynamically I brought the whole thing up more as I got more comfortable. You know, I moved into playing some power chords, and they're just really cool with the delays. And this is just very simple. You know, you can mess around with more chorusy effects, flangey and reverby. You know, don't be afraid to kind of utilize some of those effects that you might have thought were cheesy at one point. Because again, if you do them tastefully and if you do them in rhythm, you could end up with some really cool things. So again, that's my little lesson on delay. Get out there, use a, you know, if you have a delay pedal, or if you have a program, you know, again, I got all this fancy stuff because I'm in my studio. But again, just a simple delay pedal, even if it's an analog delay pedal, will allow you to kind of do these things and have fun like this. All right, they got digital delay pedals, they got all a bunch of stuff. The main thing I have in my pedal board is a Line 6 Echo Park. Again, that one I love because it gives you a lot of options to do different things. But just get out there with something simple, have fun with delay, and see what you can kind of jam on and have fun with. All right, cool. This is Mike Deary. We'll see you soon. Later.